Music is a universal language, so it's no wonder why it plays such an important role in a video game. Why you remember it, the emotions from that game, and what you choose to take away from it. That being said, today I'm going to look at my top 10 favorite video game soundtracks outside of the RPG genre. If you want to see a list of those games, I've already done it. I'm sticking to one game per franchise and not including games like Guitar Hero or Super Smash Bros. Brawl, because compilations like that are sort of cheating. Finally, remember that this is just my opinion. I do have some musical training, I was in a band, and I'm picking soundtracks that have overall great tracks and are very interesting and distinct, and of course help accentuate the gameplay. So, without further ado, let's get down to it. Coming in at number 10 is Kirby 64. Kirby games have great music. They're often light and fluffy and easy to digest, just like the gameplay. However, probably most Kirby games have very forgettable soundtracks in my opinion, aside from some classics like Green Greens or Fountain of Dreams, of course. However, the main exception to this is also one of the most underrated titles of all time in my opinion, Kirby and the Crystal Shards for the Nintendo 64. This game has some genuine earworms in every single level. My particular favorites include the pop star music, particularly the fall level, and of course Zero 2, because it's probably one of the most popular songs from this title, and it is catchy as hell and definitely gets your heart going. This one only barely cracked the top 10 because there aren't that many hard hitters aside from Zero 2, but it's still a fantastic soundtrack nevertheless that always takes me back to the first time I played this game, and it puts a smile on my face no matter what. It's a really great soundtrack and, like the game, quite underrated. Coming in at number 9 is 999, because I'm very clever. In case I haven't made it abundantly clear from my other videos, I absolutely love 999 more than Anakin hates sand. The soundtrack is very moody, it always sets a tone, and the tracks creep under your skin or could even make you break into tears at certain points in the game. It's very unique and memorable, and I won't give too much detail on it because I've already done a video on my top 5 tracks from this game, so check that out if you're interested for more. Coming in at number 8 is Super Mario 64. It was very difficult picking which of the Mario titles had the best music. Kind of like picking your best child. However, just like every parent secretly has a favorite, my favorite soundtrack of the bunch has to be Mario 64. This game has great range, memorable themes, and really never stops delivering from beginning to end. My favorite tracks have to be Dire Dire Docks, Bomb Bomb Battlefield, and Bowser Road, but the whole soundtrack is just a delight, and of course very memorable. Does nostalgia factor into it? Yeah, of course, but I think even objectively, you just have to try to listen to Dire Dire Docks and not get swept back into the first time you played this beautiful game. That song alone warrants putting this in my top 10. Coming in at number 7 is Higurashi, When They Cry. Here's the dark horse of the list. It's weird to put a visual novel here and this high, but here's the thing. I'm a complete sucker for piano pieces. In the later part of Higurashi, there are so many fantastic piano pieces that are simple, beautiful, and set the mood so well. Gray, Life, and even the clubhouse activity theme, this soundtrack is really memorable and it takes you back to Hanamizawa. It has great range, it's very emotionally charged, and I think it's underrated overall as a soundtrack. Although there are some pretty bad songs too, overall, this was a great original soundtrack that won't leave you long after you've left the town. Coming in at number 6 is Snatcher. Oh my god, the Snatcher soundtrack is absolutely incredible. The game takes like 7 hours to beat, but the music will stay with you absolutely forever. It can be haunting, it can be pulse pounding, it could be fun. It's a great, great soundtrack. I even use Pleasure of Tension as my alarm tone. It's that freaking awesome. Later Kid, One Night in Neo Kobe City, Gillian's Apartment, it's a great soundtrack that sounds honestly like nothing else I've heard. Even if you don't want to play this one, listen to it at least once, because even if you have some amnesia like the main character, this one has some unforgettable tunes. Number 5. Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. This may have been the toughest pick out of all of them. Part of what makes the Phoenix Wright games so freaking good is their soundtracks, which all have these catchy tunes that hit all kinds of emotional ranges. I absolutely loved Rise from the Ashes from the first game, the Cross-Examination theme from the second game, and Tell the Truth from the Apollo Justice game, and of course the Cornered theme from Dual Destinies. I could go on. However, for my money, the soundtrack of the third game, Trials and Tribulations, is the best overall. The dark fragrance of coffee, the Cornered theme, the chef's theme, everything really, really hit home with this soundtrack. It is one kick-ass compilation of songs that sounds like no other, and I'm sure there's no objections to its placement here. Number 4 is Ocarina of Time. Another tough pick here given how much good Zelda music there is. Hell, I could have put the CDI Zelda here, and that's just a testament to how good the music of the Zelda series is. For all that being said, I've got to go with Ocarina of Time here. There is so much classical goodness here. I know that Link to the Past came up with a lot of these themes, but they sound so much more realized here, even on the N64's somewhat limited soundtrack. I know Majora's Mask hit a harder emotional gambit, but it didn't have the range of Ocarina of Time. Listen, all I have to do is put that introduction theme here, and that's it. That's all that's left to say. The soundtrack is genius, and I won't hear anything else. Number 3 is Donkey Kong Country. You know my top 3 is filled with hard hitters when I have to put Donkey Kong Country in third. I could have easily put the other two SNES Country titles here, but for nostalgia purposes, it's number 1 that won out. What can I say about these songs that haven't been said by basically everybody who played these games? They defined a generation. It's an absolutely beautiful soundtrack that's full of mystery, energy, and beauty. It's probably my favorite SNES soundtrack next to Chrono Trigger. I love how it ties the phenomenal graphics and this gorgeous world all into one tight package. I don't think I've ever played a game that quite captures the emotion of the gameplay and the graphics and the backgrounds and the world better than Donkey Kong Country. To listen to this soundtrack is to love it, and if you don't enjoy it, then I question your humanity. Coming in at number 2 is Sonic Adventure Battle 2 for the GameCube. Oh, hell yes, this soundtrack is absolutely phenomenal, and I won't hear anyone say otherwise. I know old school Sonic had some good songs, and I know Game Grumps love to make fun of Crush 40, but I will never ever undersell this phenomenal soundtrack. It's catchy and fun, and it has a really, really great range. All of the characters have a different genre attached to them, their own themes, and it really suits their characters, like their personalities, and I love that. Knuckles has rap, Rouge has jazz, Shadow has techno rock, Sonic has alternative rock. Eggman's themes have these mechanical motifs. I don't care what you say, but every song in this game has meaning. It carries an emotion, and it's more than the sum of its parts. Are the lyrics to a lot of these songs super cheesy? Absolutely. Can it feel like mindless rock? Yeah. But don't tell me that at the very final boss, when you heard Live and Learn play, you didn't absolutely lose your shit. This is a soundtrack that makes me really realize why I prefer older games to newer ones. The soundtrack has so much personality. It's dripping with personality, characterization, and emotions, and it's just catchy and adrenaline boosting and so good. Rolling around at the speed of sound. My number one pick for my favorite non-RPG soundtrack is Megaman X. As much as I love video game music, there were always a few songs here and there in a soundtrack that aren't as strong or don't quite stick with you as much as others. But there is one holy exception that I think few will debate me on. Mega Man X has an absolutely phenomenal soundtrack. Every single song, every single one is memorable. It's complex, it's catchy, and it could be quite emotionally involved. It's part of why people call this one of the best video games of all time. Storm Eagle stage, the introduction stage theme, Flame Mammoth stage, everything, it's absolute gold. I listen to this music at the gym, at my grandma's, while my girlfriend is complaining, while the world itself is collapsing, and I will still be happy and ready to take on any challenge. Without a doubt, this is my favorite non-RPG soundtrack of all time. So please listen to it if you haven't already. I am making your day if you have not listened to this soundtrack. So that's my list. I know that no two people can have the same list as me, but what's your favorite non-RPG soundtrack? There are too many to choose, I know, but I love video game music, so I think this is a fun topic to chat about. Let me know if there are any music-related top 10s that you guys want to see in the future. In any case, thanks for watching.